because you know it's one of those. It's one. I feel like it's one of those weeks where we're stuck in the doldrums. Because this morning I was like, woke up and I was like, I have to do things today. Okay. Hmm.
Must I work? Do I indeed have to do
How much
a
do I really like things?
yeah, like I don't I it was a bit off, and part of it of course is, you have the Memorial Day weekend, which I hope everyone took some time out and reflected on what the weekend is all about, especially for those of you that have friends and family that did give their lives. We appreciate that. LRM definitely made appreciation aware. So that Monday thing though can sometimes throw the whole week off, and like the news cycles have been really slow, which is funny when you're watching a site talk about McDonald's. When you're watching a site like bring up Revenge of the Sith for like the upteenth time for some other random little thing, and there's just no just nothing going on, man. It's like, oh, waiting on Loki to come out. I think you're muted.
There's a lot more than Loki coming out, but um yeah, it's just I think everybody there's a combination of things being that um people are waiting for certain shows and movies to come out, and people are going back outside
Yeah,
and not just kind of not worried about digital stuff right now, and
yeah,
everyone's getting kind of back into that groove of doing things quote unquote normally. There's hockey playoffs, there's basketball playoffs,
oh yes.
um,
Sports
baseball,
Twitter's crazy right now, of course.
baseball's going strong, and people are going to the theater, and just so much is going on away from media, and it's
Yeah,
good, man. Every now and then, I think I'm glad.
I'm not against that. Not against it at all. And the great thing about shows like this is that we're not really necessarily have to be bogged down by
Welcome to the show.
current
Today's
news
episode
itself.
is proudly
We can
sponsored by
discuss
Grow
whatever
Generation, where the pros go to grow.
the hell we
More
want,
on them
because
in a bit.
God, man, our entire lives are surrounded by history coming to life in new ways, or being reimagined and things like that. You've got all sorts of different storylines and comics, making characters cool, like the bounty hunter stuff going on in Star Wars. Boba Fett, for years, those of us with brains knew he wasn't that cool, and now he is, because they actually expanded on the character. But seeing that is pretty cool. Uh, we often complain about reimaginings and reboots, and I think it's because of the amount of ones that were like unnecessary. But I'll tell you what, the other day, trying to finish up season 3, well, the series of DuckTales, man, that was perfect. Like, of all the things you're gonna cancel and not continue on, that's it. Um, that was an example of taking the nostalgia factor that I have for DuckTales and bringing it fully into the modern cultural phenomenon, making it contemporary and making it work because of how the adventure stories were structured. It's something we like to call timelessness in
Hmm.
movies and TV. And I just got to thinking, man, What do you think in the last, say, 20 years? What are the modern timeless shows or movies that we'll be going back to again?
It's funny. I just thought about this for another property because of how it just seems to reset every time.
Mm-hmm.
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It seems really timeless, and just to be able, as far as it's the same, it's literally the same thing, just kind of repackaged for the next group of kids, or sometimes even the same group of kids, and then it keeps going and going and going, and it's all for the to try and sell toys, obviously, but it works. And then now you have multi-generational fans of the property who sometimes enjoy different versions of them, and I feel that that's one of those properties that worked. And then it's all because you took Japanese footage, put American footage, repackaged it, rebranded it, and ta-da, and you have a hit. It's just I found it interesting how nobody believed in it at first, and it was it was an instant hit, right? From that moment that those opening credits hit with that guitar and everything, just so good. So I think Power Rangers is definitely one of them. Uh, Ninja Turtles is another franchise I think that's timeless because you tweak them just a little bit, and you can keep the turtles. There's nothing to really hinder them. Because what's funny is uh part of why I was thinking about that is The Office is so timeless. You can watch The Office anytime and it's still good. And then I found out recently that like Friends didn't age well. as as much as I loved it for what it was when I was watching it growing up, it just didn't it just
You know,
doesn't seem.
you know why it doesn't age well?
Why it doesn't age well?
Because How I Met Your Mother did it better.
They did, but
That's what it comes down to.
they also should have never resolved it. I'm so happy to this day. I still don't know what happens at the end. I got to the last season. I got to the last season halfway through, and I said, "Okay, that's it. This is where I'm stopping, and I'm done."
You just didn't like where that was going.
I didn't want to know. I was
Oh.
completely content with everything else.
Yeah. I'll say that they definitely kind of mess things up, and then I think the DVD release they offer an alternate or real ending, and that would have been better. But it's not what they went with. So it is what it is. It's funny that you mentioned the Ninja Turtles, because yesterday, a certain Seth Rogen decided to share, not that screen, this screen, decided to share this. And of course, it looks like, some high school drawing, and it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it looks like August 11th, 2023 is the release date for his reboot, his movie. I'm interested because he's said he really wants to focus on the teenage aspect. And here, dude, this is a page out of the 1990s. Look, there's that S everyone drew on their notebooks, and the little patterns and doodling during class. People that are drawing things that they're into on their notes. Mm-hmm. Like I did that shit, little like trying to learn to draw anime characters or Cloud's Buster's sword from Final Fantasy or something like that. And I had been nervous about what would he take it too far in the bathroom humor of teenager stuff, but I don't think so, man. this looks okay. What do you think? What do you think of just that tone from that?
Oh, it makes you feel like you're back in school again, and then and it really relates to our demographics because of like you said, some of the imagery in the page. So it gives you the feeling that may be in the right hands because the mindset of a teenager is there.
Yeah, yeah. Like I had said, my only initial concern, and this is from Seth Rogen's, I guess, expand and shows his official Twitter. It's that was my only concern. He was like, I want to focus on the T. I was like, yeah, I'm down with that. Like, we don't, fucking Incredible Hulk, that origin story, there in the opening credits with no narration, make it comic book panels or jokingly use animation styles that we've seen before to show their growth, up to this point for this movie, and then just get into it. I'm sure we could break this all down, and I'm actually going to share this with my wife to see if she wants to write this as a story, or maybe I will. The Turtles are one of those franchises where it's like a comic book for me. There's times where I love what they're doing. Since the original movies and cartoons, I've really enjoyed the 2007 movie TMNT. I thought that was a great one. The 2012 cartoon on Nickelodeon with the 3D animation was beautiful. It's probably my absolute favorite version of the Turtles. IDW's run with Eastman helping out from time to time has been phenomenal. The City Fall arc, oh god, talk about, dude, my Turtles, look. And like I designed the turtle like memorial and put it on my arm as a tattoo, and it's just, they're so cool that whenever they throw out something I don't like, I'll like, oh man, that sucks. For the next 3 years I don't get to consume this Turtles because this version I don't care about. But I know coming right around the block is another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles iteration in some format, movie, tune, comic, something. But the biggest disappointment of all Ninja Turtles related stuff, man, is games, modern games.
Yeah.
They have really tried and failed twice in modern times with that. Why? How hard?
Yeah, I can't figure that out either, man. That's a very good question.
I mean, take the idea of a Diablo type dungeon crawler with a little bit more Darksiders feel. So you might not be able to play 4 people on one screen, but you could play multiplayer across the net this way. But that's what you do. You take that hack and slash Darksiders, old fashioned God of War, not the tank controls from the modern one. I know people like it. That's okay. But take that, and we don't need an open world New York City. Oh wait. Did I just come up with something better?
Man,
what about that, Manny? What about open world Ninja Turtles? Like, take PS4 Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, that shit.
Yeah, that'd be fun. the sad thing about Turtles is that they have one of the best arcade games, one of the funnest ones that Teenage I can Ninja ever Turtles remember.
Turtles in Time.
And then even they had a versus game on Super Nintendo that was actually pretty fun.
The Tournament Fighters.
Really, yes. So Yeah, give me some open world Turtles, man. Yeah, it's about time we get a good Turtles game. Get who owns them? Nickelodeon?
Yeah,
Viacom, huh?
Paramount, Viacom, CBS, Viacom. Who?
Hmm.
Yeah, those guys. Those guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe now it's so much focus on their a little bit more focus on their content. They can do that, but
Yeah, I'm
that
not
would be great because what
sure.
just recently they just re-released the classic game,
Yep.
but it's the same game. Like we love it,
Yo,
but
oh,
maybe
dude,
something new.
that
Mhm.
that trailer broke my heart. I don't think you and I got to talk about that. I don't know if we were doing the show together when it came out.
Not yet. I don't think so. Not yet. We weren't.
Yeah, that trailer legitimately, when it first hit, I thought it was like going to be we were going to be getting a movie. That's
Yeah.
what I thought we were going to be getting,
Yeah.
like a direct to DVD or streaming type movie. I was so stoked. I was super freaking excited. The music is like, I didn't even notice there at the beginning of it where it shows that it is a game. And I just, dude, I fell in love with this because it's perfection. The music hits exactly the way it's supposed to. The artwork is amazing. They, just like the DuckTales cartoon, the update to this song is perfect.
Oh yeah.
It's
really
rocking.
good.
Dude, I got mad when I found out this was a game because why isn't this a movie? I don't understand.
Yeah, like the graphics were done way too well for you to just waste it on a commercial.
I know, like, and I immediately tagged several of the voice actors in a tweet being like, guys, we need to make this happen. And I listened to that 1,000 times, and then there's where I realized it was a game, and I was just like, oh no, why? I already look, the original arcade game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, was good. It was fun. So you make Shredder's Revenge, okay, but I have Turtles in Time, like on the PS3 network, like the updated graphic one, and that's more than enough for me, man. Like, I'm golden with that. And I don't need a 16-bit version again. Heartbreak. I hate heartbreak. With that, let's take a word from our sponsor so I can compose myself, because that is seriously upsetting. Not joking.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
All right, thank you, Cam, for that awesome reads. Speaking of Cam, this Sunday, for those of you that might not keep track of World War II history as well, June 6th is the anniversary of the D-Day landings, Operation Overlord, and we will be releasing LRM Online's first ever war movie review, looking at doing a series of historical war movies, and then maybe expanding into some fictional or alternative history type war movies in the future. And we will be talking, of course, what's the number one film you think of when you think of D-Day? Saving Private Ryan. Okay, some of you might think the Longest Day. Got it. That's my dad. But we'll be talking Saving Private Ryan, and that'll be out on June 6th, which is this Sunday. So yeah, Yay.
Me.
Comics, man. You done some comics reading recently, and today's comic book day, Manny. Talk about some comics that you've read.
Oh boy, that's difficult because I don't have time to read comics right now, and it's very sad. I will say, I'm currently reading the original first appearance run of Ghost Rider,
Mm.
and I'm also just loaded up on my iPad, thanks to Jace, first appearance and a couple of storylines for Carnage,
Okay.
which I've been told not to hold my breath, but it's just some characters that are gonna be relevant in the near future that I've never really like. For example, Ghost Rider is just fun. I just love I just really like the character. I think he's always been shortchanged in movies, unfortunately. Uh, just didn't work. I think Diego Luna did such a good job with it on the Shield. I was heartbroken when they didn't pick up a series on Hulu.
Yeah.
Bannock, muscle car. That's the difference. That's a difference that Jason has. Because he always wants his Ghost Rider on a bike.
Yes.
And I was like, the muscle car is fine. I love it. Just yeah, no, it's great. He can run over the bike. Whatever.
I thought you were against the car a few months ago.
I'm not against the Hispanic character.
No, but the car, like Alejandra Jones, she's on a bike.
That didn't mean I was against the car. I thought she'd be cool to add.
No, I'm against.
You just don't like the car.
Ray's or Jones. I think I think Alejandra's got a more interesting story. Just the fact that she trains with the biblical Adam. That's just
okay. So, but the thing is,
but the bike is what matters, man. The bike. Look, even I hate crotch rockets, and I'll still take her freaking Kawasaki. What the fuck over that car? And I don't even personally like bikes. Like I don't want a motorcycle. It's just that's what Ghost Rider does. Horse, bike, done.
I don't even like the no, the horse is fine because that was the bike of the day, whatever.
Exactly. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And a car, nah.
It's a muscle car.
I love dude. I would love. I had this family member by DNA only that used to take me to legal drag races at a strip, right?
And I love how you had to clarify that.
What was that?
I love how you have to clarify it.
Yes, I do. And it's funny to look at early and mid 90s drag racing versus like post Fast and Furious drag racing. And like I can remember a Dodge Dart that was like primer gray, like everything ripped out with counterweights in spaces to make sure weight was evenly distributed because of the engine and stuff. No sound systems, no lights, no like just raw power. But no, Ghost Rider belongs on a bike.
Not Robbie Reyes, man. Robbie Reyes is in a damn muscle car, and I am way more than okay with it. What I'm upset about is his portrayal in comic books has never been that great. He had his own series not so long ago, actually a couple years ago, and it was like Ghost Rider starring everybody else not doing anything in the Marvel universe. And if there's one character in the Marvel universe that I absolutely hated was Amadeus Cho. Hulk.
Yeah.
Because that's not the Hulk I wanted. Oh my god, I hated that guy so much. And then who's the first person to take over that book? It's fucking Amadeus Cho. I was so upset with that book. Because then Silk shows up. And then X-23 shows up. And I was like, hey, I thought this was a Ghost Rider book.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. Absolutely horrible.
Oh man.
But I will say that Right now for me personally, man, I'm all about reading the classic stuff. I'm trying to read classic Marvel stuff because I mean I've done all the DC books and everything. I've done Crisis, I've done Death of Superman, I've done Titans, I've done New 52, everything that's
So you're trying to read some like omnibuses, or are you looking to go back
I'm
and read like just an arc, like all of Civil War and then all of Secret War, original Secret War, like that way?
trying to get to know classic characters and see where they come from, because I just do not think that the current interpretations of some characters are really what they're supposed to be at their core, and I'm finding that out through reading classic comics. You see, the thing is, a lot of people want to judge comic book characters based on movies,
Mm.
and so, for example, if you just we're gonna beat a dead horse here, but whatever. Two characters. If you just watch Man of Steel and you just watch Venom, you get a completely different idea of what those characters are actually supposed to be. And it's sad. Like you watch a movie like, for example, like Joker, and you get you get the chaos and the unorderly and the madness that comes with, and the anarchy that comes with being the Joker. And you so you get the essence of the character. But some of these movies, man, it just doesn't happen. It's just no good. So I think that it's always important for everyone, if you're quote unquote a comic book fan or a comic book character fan, to go back and read some of these classic stories where the characters are so cool. My next task, and I think I mentioned that to you before, going back reading classic X-Men.
Hmm.
Get
Well,
some,
yeah, have to,
get
because when
some
was the last time that they were good?
exactly. So I'm very excited about that. There's a current book. That they're bringing back classic storylines and classic writers and artists
Mm-hmm.
to finish up stories that they wanted to
Yeah,
continue.
you told me about that.
So
That's cool.
so good. So there's all that. With that, let me ask you something little bit, since I started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I don't understand what's going on, and I just don't know if it's just the internet influencing me to make bad decisions as far as judgment. But
No
there's
way.
the big rumor over the weekend that I saw that William Dafoe's Green Goblin is going to be the one to bring together the Sinister Six Spider-Man.
I mean, patriotic M&Ms.
No, I want the communist M&Ms.
Oh, hold on, I can do that. Hold on, I got it. Look,
But you have it.
3 red ones.
That's funny.
Okay. The idea of the Sinister Six coming together from the multiverse is something Nick had mentioned a while ago, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It makes, while Ock is the smart one, Defoe's Goblin wouldn't take orders from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And it also allows you to have an inner conflict between Otto and Norman. So if this is the route that they decide to go, that's what we're gonna do. I'm okay with it. What about you?
I always thought that he was cast very, very well, and I liked it. So it's just trying to figure out what they're doing as far as, because we also saw that over the weekend they said, "Oh, don't worry, guys, we have a plan on connecting everything together."
Yeah.
And my first reaction was, "Well, do you?" because it doesn't mean just because you have a plan doesn't mean it's a good one. So because at this point, I don't want that Venom interacting with that Spider-Man.
So
And
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'll follow up.
and I think that if you're going to do a Sinister Six movie, that's fine. But just I don't know, get it together. I don't know if that's what they're trying to do now, but I think the fact that they're relying on solo movies for characters that are not very prominent, and then they're also relying on Marvel Studios, and they're relying on they're just
Yeah.
like they're just like throwing stuff in the air and then hoping that it all comes down together to make a pizza or something. It's just
Go ahead. Sorry.
no, yeah, good.
So from everything that we can tell since the 2019 meltdown, where Sony said, "Oh fuck," we might be able to take our ball and go home and make some money, but it ain't gonna be anything of what we could make if we stick around for a few more. And so they decided to do that. One solo movie and a team up movie, and then we didn't get anything else. And we know that as of now, the way it seems, our solo movie, of course, is No Way Home, and the alleged team up movie is Doc Strange. Well, why would that matter? Well, Peter needs to travel between universes. We see Vulture in Morbius, but Tony, I think it was Tony Vincicara again. Maybe it was someone else that flubbed. I'm sorry, Tony, if it wasn't you, but the person that flubbed up when they're like, "Oh, you won't even notice Spider-Man's missing in Venom 2," and he's like, "Oh shit, shit." I mean, wouldn't it be cool if they did meet? Huh? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Fuck me. Because that to me just sounded like we're gonna make some sly references, but no, we're still not gonna have Spider-Man in this movie. Which I'm happy about, because that makes me feel like we're gonna get a little bit more time to explain things, which I figured Morbius will likely explain things. So looking at everything, the streaming deal they made with Disney after the one they made with Netflix, I think what we're gonna see is a more fluid multiverse that does exist in the comics. People are able to travel through time and through multiverses, and I think we're gonna see Spider-Man kind of going wherever the story serves. And I almost prefer that more, of seeing him go over to Sony and play, and then come back over to Marvel and play, and keep it mostly separated. But if it was like all Sony and no more Marvel, or combine it both together, at that point I would still take the combine it both together, because God, even though they've already kind of fucked it up, there's a way to have the symbiote get away from Eddie for some reason, separated by force or whatever, and then get to Peter, then have Peter reject it, and now you've got Eddie already hating Peter Spider-Man for having the suit, and then the suit rejects Peter. So there's your conflict, without having to deal with the whole other reasons from the comics that Eddie had issues with Peter beforehand. That works, doesn't it? And then imagine Marvel being able to guide the writing and stuff for the third Venom, Maximum Carnage, which I'm sure is what it'll be titled.
I think Carnage was it's just too early. And
yeah.
So much more needs to happen beforehand. Even if you shot that cameo at the end of Venom, where he says you know, the line, just left it there as an Easter egg for a while. Through a couple of movies, I'd be okay with that. it's a talking point, and when is it gonna happen? So it keeps them relevant. It keeps it relevant for a while. But just bring out Carnage now. I find it a waste, kind of like Marvel Studios wasted Civil War. The title, at least. The movie was fine. Like it's funny because I had to usually defend this point. The movie's fine. The movie's okay. Problem was the title, and I just felt that Civil War is so much bigger than just that conflict that they had in Civil War. But it's just funny how you have one studio that is very, very well organized and two other ones. One can't find an owner, stable house, and the other one continuously has meetings, says, you know what would be fun? And Madam Web, and then somebody goes, do it, you know? So it's a very interesting to see how everybody else interacts, and then Paramount over there trying to say, what about this? How about this? This is shiny. We should use this. So it's just funny to see Marvel eons ahead of everyone else, and then everyone else just kind of eating sand.
You know, I'm sorry. I just looked at this. You're 100% correct. All these studios that just don't know what the hell they're doing, dude. What is that? It looks like Windows 98 word art from PowerPoint.
I feel like there's a concept designer out there who was told he needed to make something in 15 minutes, and he was having a bad day, so he said, "Fuck it, here you go." And then some executive went, "This is great," and he went, "Really?" It's happened to me before, where I put an art package together that I don't necessarily like, and then I show it to a customer, and then I show them a different one that I maybe put together that looks a lot better. They pick the bad one, and I'm just like, really? That's what you want? Whew, all right. And then once I send it to production, I have to go and explain to the guys, yes, this is what we're doing.
Yeah. This is what we are doing. Indeed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's, man, that's kind of rough. I get what they were trying to do, but wouldn't you've included like the shield and like the WB,
at least
and
the
then
silhouette of it
down below? Yeah, something. This is. I'm sorry, Warner Bros. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, Warner Brothers Discovery. Which one of you guys? Was this a Discovery marketing team, or was this a Warner Media marketing team? Somebody needs to be fired.
Given some of the choices Warner Media's made lately, I'm going to assume it's a Warner Media thing.
I would, as like their last. That's what it was. That's what it was. They're like, Johnson, we know that you're on your way out, but you still owe us that graphic, and we need it now. We got this press release in 2 hours. Okay. I'm almost done with it. I wasn't quite sure if you were gonna use me to finish it. All right, turns it in like right as they need to publish. Fuck! As he's walking out the door. Don't you forget about me.
My last contribution.
Oh, man. Anyways, what a wonderful wild card Wednesday, including a little bit of comic book talk. I love this fucking show, and I love doing it with you. For everyone that is new to the show, it's a crazy one. It's a fun one. Sometimes we have incredibly in-depth, like, discussions about technology and UFOs and stuff, and then other times we get into sports betting. So whatever, it's the Genreverse, and the best way to find us is if you're watching on YouTube, right there, hit that subscribe button so that way you know whenever more content is going up. All of our podcasts, which are available wherever you get podcasts from, are also going up on YouTube as well. So we ask, hey, log into your Google account, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you can be notified whenever new stuff goes up. LRMonline.com every day for all of your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. They're there. Lots of great writers, lots of great content, and we do our absolute best to remain in maintain our integrity and minimize clickbait. Sometimes a clever title is not clickbait, it's clever. Jeez, people. Anyways. Yeah, anywho. Manny, he does interview stuff, which is at the YouTube channel, and talk about that, Manny.
Yeah, so today we have interviews for 2 of the films that have been released in the Launchpad series, and that's going to be for 2 of the films because I can't remember them off the top of my head right now. It's still early over here. Nancy has an interview with Camila Sodi in Spanish, which is great. If you guys don't know, we have Spanish interviews thanks to her amazing work on the site. Also, Gig has quite a few really good ones coming up. And then in case you're a Gordon Ramsay fan, in his amazing series Uncharted, he has a interview with the chef who goes one-on-one with him in next season, I believe. So just really good stuff, really good variety, a little bit of everything. I know I have some horror stuff coming up. I have an interview for The Conjuring on Friday, and I mean everything in between. I'm doing an interview with Nickelodeon, and it just good quality, different stuff. We have a giveaway also tomorrow, and I'll keep doing those. Like I said, we've already given away quite a few stuff in the last 2 weeks, and I'm very happy about that, and I do not mind giving stuff away to our loyal listeners.
I've got a 3D printer on the way, so
Oh gosh. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to find a new co-host because he's gonna be too busy over there making little green military men.
Wait, I could do that.
Yeah, you can.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you can see the social media information down below, follow us there, please. Also check out at LRM_exclusive and at the Genreverse, as well as find me at that Kyle Malone on Twitter. Manny's over at LRM_Emmanuel on Twitter. Thank you guys for listening today. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next time.